Did you see Deathy uploaded?
Yeah, I heard about this. Deathy posted a VOD, he VOD reviewed one of my games. It better have been a game where I popped the fuck off. Or I'm gonna be very upset. It was a Mr. Tomato game. Oh, nah, man.
He's got ult.
Whoa, calm down.
How good is supertf actually?
45 minutes? Yo, the thumbnail's a little fucked up, though. Like, hold on. Secretly brick? Secretly bricked up? Go to 3040 for max chills. How do you have the timestamp memorized?
And look what's happening is, what Grey Talon is doing, for example, is exactly what Super should look to do.
Oh my god, he's glazing Mr. Tomato? Oh my fucking god, bro. We can't be getting fucking narwhals glaze in this video.
I strongly dislike you.
Like, are we kidding me?
This is amazing pressure from Mr. Tomato on the
Oh my god, I do not want to hear this, man. Dude, we can't let narwhals see this. He's actually gonna fucking... He's gonna start spanking his shit. All right, let's see what this is about. I'll watch at least a little bit. Let's see what he says. If he says anything rude about me, I'm going to Alt F4 and fucking...
competitive Overwatch.
Oh, wait, start from the beginning.
Have you ever wondered how good is supertf actually at Deadlock?
The answer is very good, by the way.
We all know that when it comes to cosplaying Deadlock characters, I mean, Super is pretty goated.
Jeez!
And obviously, he's got an extensive competitive Overwatch experience. But when it comes to Deadlock, a game that he plays...
Yo, this fourth is kind of fucking ugly on my record. Can I say that? Kind of pisses me off. Second, first, fourth? Fucking pisses me off a little bit.
Experience. But when it comes to Deadlock, a game that he plays casually just for fun, how good is he actually? Well, I found his account. It's not very hard to find. Raring Garlic 118, and he's currently a Turnus 5 rank.
Okay, this is before. Okay.
861 on the North American leaderboards. Now, for someone that plays this game casually, and you know, it's not his main game, it's not the only game he plays, that's a very high rank and it's extremely impressive. But let's take a look at one of his games to see what we can learn about the way he plays and maybe
the way I play,
some things that he could improve on, so that we can all learn from it, but also see what he's really good at. Now, the game that we're going to look at today is this game right here. The reason why I picked this game is because he does fairly well in this one. He goes 14, 10, and 12. So I...
Oh my god, Mr. Tomato, man. Oh my
thought that it would be
god.
The most fair shot at, you know, his peak performance. I don't want to look at a game where I know that he's not doing well KD wise, and also he's playing Lash, and Lash is his most played hero, and you know, that's one thing that Super and I have in common. Also, he did say that if I did not paint him in a positive light, he would delete my channel, so I do have to be very careful about what I say.
Smart. Hey Super, I'm gonna make a video about you, just letting
hey,
you
thanks,
know
Deathy.
It's gonna be good, don't worry, smile.
If you slander me at all, I'm taking down your channel, so make it good, bro.
Now, before we get into the game itself,
I didn't say that.
I always like to look at a couple stats just to get an idea of like what any player might be lacking. The first thing I look at is damage breakdown. This gives me an idea of like what players are hitting or not hitting in the early game. So for example, here in the first 20 minutes, I noticed that his trooper damage is a bit on the low end. It's 16,000. That's not super low. To give you guys an idea, usually I'm like, hey, around 20,000 is good, but obviously it's very hero dependent and it depends on a lot of factors. So it really doesn't necessarily, it's not necessarily bad to have 16,000 trooper damage. His player damage is quite good at 15,000, and his neutrals is also at 12,000, which is a little
Why is it okay about PNG tuber? Guys, do you not pay attention to the shit you watch? Hello? Deathy forgot to turn his webcam back on, so I'm animating him. Like, you guys always say I have fucking attention span issues. Dude, it was right there, man.
As an idea, usually I'm like, hey, around 20,000 is good, but obviously it's very hero dependent and it depends on a lot of factors, so it really doesn't necessarily...
Your big ass is in the way? I was about to start twerking.
I had to have 16,000 trooper damage. His objective damage, 1,400, is a little on the low end. We can see here in the first 10 minutes, he doesn't get any tower damage.
I can't, this like
at all, so probably had a bit of a rough lane.
Oh my god, this was that 54-minute game. Oh my god, I remember. Holy fuck, that game lasted way too long.
I don't notice anything that, you know, comes off to me as like, wow, this is really problematic and needs to be looked at here. His damage
I was playing Gun Lash this game? Fuck, in the bro. I think
meta, so nothing to see here.
I feel like I played like ass this
into the actual game. For this review, I'm going to be looking on his mini map only, so I'm not going to see any vision that he doesn't see. so that it's just like I'm coaching him, but he's not there, right? So we're going to look at his positioning and the way that he plays the laning stage as Lash in this matchup. So he's going against, I believe, Pocket Viscous. Now, Lash's lane isn't anywhere near as strong as it used to be.
True! I've been saying this, bro. Nobody believes me.
Right away is he's pushing the wave very quickly. Now, this is a clear sign of a good player. Getting wave priority is very, very good. He's probably not, 100% focused here as he's a streamer, right? He probably could have gotten a little extra damage onto the Lash Viscous.
True.
Pocket Viscous there, but a great
See, he
start.
gets it,
His
bro.
first item is Headshot Booster. He's just following a
You can actually tell when I'm reading chat. Like, it's so obvious without even having my stream up. I'm, like,
Pocket
right
Viscous
here.
there, but a great start. His first item is...
Right here?
Is Headshot Booster.
I'm not moving my mouse. I'm aiming at the ground. I'm walking in one straight direction. I'm 100% looking at chat here or reading chat or something.
He's just following a pretty standard Lash build. That's one of the most common first items for Lash. It does a lot of damage and provides great poke in the lane.
You weren't even live this game? Are you fucking stupid?
So one small hint that I noticed right away is he bought Headshot Booster, but he didn't look to use it right away. So that's something that could definitely be improved. With items like these, you always want them to be on cooldown if possible.
True.
And Viscous is particularly easy to headshot, so he could have
got a
pretty easily
big-ass
just headshot the
fucking
Viscous
head.
or the Pocket there and kept going. Now here he's opting to play a little bit more defensively, kind of going for denies. This is completely fine given the way that the lane has been going, meaning that they've had pressure, but they haven't been able to really do much with it. I really do want him to shoot the enemies a little bit more. But overall, I think he's got great lane fundamentals, and he shows like a clear understanding of like, okay, he wants to be aggressive
lane
when the troopers are in the enemy
fundamentals.
tower. Biggest problem here is he's been denied a lot, right? So a little bit careless with the last hits, something that you want to be careful about because right now last hits are very, very important. But the enemy team is also being careless, so souls-wise it's about even because both teams have gotten a decent amount of denies. Gets the small camp right on respawn, right? This is what separates the good from the.
He watched you get poked out the entire lane. Yeah, nice. Yeah, man, I'm getting poked out against a fucking Viscous who buys first item Mystic Burst and does 160 damage. Are you... With his splatter, man, are you...
Great players is like getting there right the second it spawns. He was there, he was ready. So that shows great game understanding for sure. Now here, the next thing I'm going to be looking for is what he does on this wave, and more specifically after this wave, as the boxes are going to be spawning around 3 minutes. So we'll see if he's kind of on time. Great flog on both players there, hitting both players. Also the sign of a good Lash. You always want to try to flog both if you can.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
He doesn't manage to secure wave priority for this wave. It was kind of hard, given the Viscous and Pocket were being kind of quite aggressive. So I don't really fault him for that. Looking for a ground strike here. Amazing ground strike. Great damage on the Pocket.
Write
One
that
thing I
down.
do want to see a bit in this
down.
lane is I think focusing damage on Pocket as Lash can be very effective, given Pocket has a negative spirit resistance. It's kind of something you always want to do. And here it looks like he's going to make the decision to go for boxes right away. I think this is a great decision. Given the health differences between the lane, he's very, very hurt, meaning he can't be super aggressive. I actually would have liked to see him commit more. So one small thing here, it wasn't really his fault, but the Great Talon decided
Yeah, it wasn't my fault. It was fucking Mr. Tomato's fault. Narwhals, fucking take some notes, bro. Write this shit down. Where's Narwhals at? He needs to be present for this fucking VOD review. Where's Narwhals at? Get his fucking ass in here. He's late for VOD review and he's being called out.
The wave while he decided to go run boxes. So I think there they just weren't on the same page. Not entirely his fault though, and right away he's going to get back to running boxes after the wave is fully pushed. I'd love to see him steal some of the enemy boxes if possible. Looks like his Grey Talon is also doing a box route, and he's going to be running boxes passively. His small camp has just respawned. We'll see if he notices. Does not notice. So that's a small thing. It might not seem like a big deal, but against better players, they could have potentially stolen his small camp, and you really want to like... This damage on Viscous is not really that useful.
Not entirely his fault. He just can't keep up with the better player. No, it was a fucking misstep from Mr. Tomato.
Right now, and they're not going to have wave priority. So in this situation, he could have really just done the small camp with ground strike, especially given he's saving up to his next item. As you can see here, he's walking forward into a full wave. This is probably the biggest mistake we've seen on the laning stage, where he's going to lose a lot of his HP. He could have gotten the small camp. Instead, he runs into a full enemy wave.
Dude, sometimes you talk in chat, you get distracted, you're not playing 100%.
So here he buys his next item, which is Quicksilver Reload, and here he's sitting on 160 HP. Now, if you're ever on this HP, objectively, you can't be aggressive, right? Like, he can get one shot by both Pocket and Viscous. So he's got to be very, very careful of the level of aggression.
Wait, Narwhals is here? What do you want for... Oh, Narwhals, you need to fucking take some notes, by the way. Where is this shit? Write this down, bro. You need to lock in when you're in my games.
Fault, but given the health differences between the lane, he's very, very hurt, meaning he can't be super aggressive. I actually would have liked to see him commit more. So one small thing here, it wasn't really his fault, but the Great Talon decided to push the wave while he decided to go run boxes. So,
you gotta be more locked in with your fucking lane duo, bro. If they're running boxes and you're pushing wave, that's losing souls. Okay? I need you to fucking lock in when you're on my team in my lane, bro. Otherwise, you're gonna throw my games. It's not a good look. I'm gonna feed the better player, LOL, parentheses, me.
I think they just weren't on the same page. And what I would do is let them push the wave into my tower, and then I would clear the wave, and I would probably look to go back
Wait, did we get
to base
freaky here?
because,
Let me see this.
It's just not possible to be aggressive here with this HP. Well, it goes in on pocket. I think that this was unbelievable.
Person reading chat mid lane.
Risky and unnecessary, so I would not have done that at all. And I think he could have very, very easily died there. Luckily, they got kind of scared. Because look, I mean, he took one splatter. He's almost dead. If he took one splatter when he went in and Pocket used Satchel, that was it for him. Great decision to reset, though. He's going to have plenty of time to reset because people are going for the buff. So Great Talon's actually going to get the buff. So a bit of a misplay by the enemy team. He gets asked to cosplay Mina again by his teammate. Now,
I mean, I get it, bro.
Like I said,
I
his
get it. Who
cosplay
wouldn't?
skills are definitely not to be doubted. I mean, his Deadlock skills are really good.
Yeah, nice, man. I'm gonna give this Lash money, by the way. Bro, it was probably my first game on. I was running Gun Lash this game, so my item order is a little bit off. And you fucked up my tempo. What do you want? I mean, it is what it is, bro. My tempo's screwed.
Each of his
it is what it is.
So I'm gonna give him a rating at the end of the laning stage on what I thought of his lane, out of 10. And then after, we're gonna give a rating for the macro and a rating for the mechanical skill towards the end of the game. But here he comes back to the lane.
That's a 10 out of 10,
It's
by the way.
5:30, so the camps are up. So here, what I'd expect to see, right? I'm gonna pause for a second. Right now, the souls are about even. However, Great Talon's gonna get ult before they do. In this situation, you really have a few plays. One, you can try to be aggressive. Two, you can gank. Or three, you can just focus on your souls. So what I want to see is I want to see him do one of these three things. I don't want to see him hesitate too much. The worst thing you can do really is just do none of those three and just kind of like waste your time. For example, here, if he goes back, he's going to buy Mystic Burst. That's fine. This is a huge power spike for Lash. 2 points Flog, Quicksilver, reload, Mystic Burst. You do a lot of damage.
Like, Pocket is so
Goes for the aggression
broken.
here. I have no problem with this.
I mean, bad parry there for my fucking Great Talon. I don't know.
They've got health advantage now. He's going to tank the troopers a little bit, but it's not the end of the world considering the health advantage. McGinnis is zipping in.
What? What the fuck was that?
Advantage now. He's going to tank the troopers a little bit, but it's not the end of the world considering the health advantage. McGinnis is...
What was that?
Zipping in. And despite that, he decides to still move forward. Now, that's a little unnecessary.
I mean, this McGinnis character is just so disgusting,
the
no?
rotation.
Super if he didn't dress up as a sexy-ass woman. Which one's me, bro? I didn't see my lane.
Now,
that's the most important.
When there's
my lane, my lane score.
You really want to go back to a lane where there's this many people, because even if you get kills, you're
no. This is true. This is true.
Right. So I think here I would just trust my teammates to be able to handle that, and I would go to the opposite lane to stop the tower push there. Which it looks like that's exactly what he does.
Wait.
So that's an amazing heads-up play. So that's a great macro.
Wait, let me see what I do here.
Identifying the rotations that happened and adjusting accordingly. You know, I wouldn't expect anything less from the top 850 player. Goes for the healing trooper.
Wait.
Unfortunately, expect anything less from the top 850 player.
Wait, where'd my health go? Wait, guys?
Healing trooper, unfortunately, gets one shot. So perhaps a little overzealous. I think that the rotation there was overzealous. The biggest mistake that I'm noticing so far from Super's gameplay is that he struggles a little bit to realize when he's in situations where he's not favored at all, right? So, for example, we take back to the lane. We think about the situation
I'm fucking
where
dumb
he
as fuck,
was
is what he's saying.
tanking a full wave, lost all of his health.
So he's saying I'm dumb
we
as
think of
fuck.
the situation where McGinnis rotated, and just now he rotated into a 1 versus 2, and his approach was kind of like a fairly aggressive approach when I think he should have really been just trying to stall and try to clear the wave. He probably thought he could clear the wave and live, but he
Notice it? How the one time Super TF engages the enemy without Mr. Tomato, he immediately perishes. Bro, you really got online and said, I'm gonna ride meat today. What the fuck are you on about, bro?
Definitely a little too aggressive. So that's the biggest mistake I've noticed from his gameplay so far, is maybe a difficulty like recognizing when situations are unwinnable and just conceding those resources and trying to make the most out of a bad situation. Now, Sinners are going to spawn very soon, and he's kind of very poor because instead of staying on the lane here, he went to do a small camp. Probably not the wisest decision, but at the same time, it doesn't really matter. Other people on his team got money. It's just that he's got quite a poor soul start here.
I'm actually
so we'll see what he can do with
fuck.
it. Obviously, Sinners is one of the most important timings in the game because that's when a lot of
Wait,
souls
look at my immaculate aim,
Here's
though.
using Yamato. This is a great chase. Yamato does not have ult. It should be a free kill. Yep, great kill. 3 people here is a little more than you'd like. instantly goes for the sinners. That's amazing. One small little thing I'd be careful about is this Calico could come back and try to do something, but considering he's got 2 teammates, I think he feels pretty good about that. And here I would want to see him hit his own sinners very quickly. So this is like a small thing, right? But okay, think about this. Here in this situation, he's half HP. He's less than half HP. He's not going to be able to make an aggressive play, and there's a sinners available right here. And he knows he just obtained wave priority here, and the Calico is being pressured. So there's a distraction. The Paradox and the Drifter are the distraction. So it's very unlikely he gets gone on here if he gets the sinners. And if he gets the sinners, he can go back to base, which he probably is going to have to do either way. Now, I can see the argument for maybe staying, but right now he's doing a little bit of both, right? He's already got a huge unsecured bag, so he probably doesn't want to fight.
I have a big
so
sack.
I would just do the sinners, go back to base, buy, and then get active somewhere else. Well, so he actually spends all of his money, which is great. He was able to spend all of it. Then he does the sinners. It's just, it's a small order thing, right? It's like now it's not as good of a time to do the sinners because the distraction isn't there. Although this Yamato does go and then just feed.
Wait a minute.
Great ult on the Calico. She has ultimate. Will he
recognize wait, I'm smart as fuck?
Okay, good patience there.
Oh!
Very well played.
Shit on, pussy!
That was almost flawlessly played. He could have maybe like stalled a little bit more in the air with a wall jump, but overall he played that fight really, really well. And he was like one of the poorest on his team. And now with that, the sinners, as well as this, he's caught up in souls, and that's exactly what he needed to get back into the game. So I really like that he's going back to base here. He's not afraid to just reset for health, right? Like, and he's going to get some boxes. Great soul efficiency. I mean, honestly, I'm seeing a lot of really, really good gameplay out of Super here.
Yeah, obviously, I mean, what did you, I mean,
that's right. He is top 1,000 in North America, which is obviously really good. This box run is maybe a bit longer than I would have made it. And he's actually not going to go back to base here. It looks like he's fine with his HP. I think that considering he was already really close to base, I would have made the decision to go back. But one thing that I do like is that he is focusing on soul efficiency, which is he's just generating as many souls as possible. Now, the reason why, considering he was so close, I would have gone back is just because you want to be healthy for what's about to come, which is the Urn's about to spawn and the buffs are about to spawn. Now, his way of becoming healthy here, he's going to go fight McGinnis. Which I really like. This McGinnis is overextended. He is taking a lot more tower damage.
Can we do something about this McGinnis character? Where's my Paradox?
McGinnis, which is the Urn's about to spawn and the buffs are about to spawn. Now, his way of becoming healthy here, he's going to go fight McGinnis, which I really like. This McGinnis is overextended. He is taking a lot more tower damage. Oh my god, man! Sorry, turret damage than you would like. Almost kill him, but overall, we're fine with that, right? I mean, we created a lot of pressure. If he killed McGinnis, that would have been super worth it.
Wait, when do I get my lane score? We're kind of about to exit lane.
You gotta be a little bit careful on the levels of aggression here. His Paradox is going in. I think this is a good swap. Great grapple. This is the ground strike. And I think he should
that hit. Oh, I remember this. Wait, is Lash broken? I remember this shit. Somehow this slam did damage. I like drag the warden down. I do damage to him, but he gets stuck up top.
This was the ground strike. And I think
what the fuck?
Be able to get the skill. Nice, beautiful, well played. It's on a 3-kill streak, so I'm gonna tell you.
Wait, this reminds me. Have you guys seen this bullshit Abrams pin on Twitter? Yo, let's nerf fucking Abrams. I'm so serious. How could Abrams have possibly stunned me with this? Excuse me? Where the fuck is Aaron Buh? Get that motherfucker in this seat. Aaron Buh, downplay your character. Look at this bullshit. No, do me a favor. Downplay Abrams. What? No, do it. That's the same thing with Indomitable? Yeah, we need to fucking nerf Abrams, bro. We need to fucking nerf Abrams. I'm so serious. He was ready for the melee too. Wait, this Abrams was locked in, bro.
Tell you guys right away. Super's best attribute by far is his mechanical skill, and you know that's to no surprise.
That can be a good thing or a bad thing depending on how you look at it, because some people used to say, like a term that was popular in some games, people say all aim no brain. So saying your strongest shoot is your mechanics could be a good thing.
I think that he, you know, was a top player in Overwatch, of course, right? One of the best in the world. And so the fact that he has good mechanics doesn't surprise anyone. And it's one of the things that helps his gameplay the most. Now, surprisingly, his macro gameplay has actually been pretty good so far. Like,
I thought he was gonna say actually ass. I thought he was gonna say this shit sucks.
In a lot of major mistakes, it's mostly like knowing when to give up certain resources because it's not, you know, beneficial for you. Like here, for example, this fight mid, it looks mostly okay. McGinnis does ults, which might make it bad.
McGinnis! Get rid of this character!
Unfortunately, he does go down. I mean, I think he honestly could have killed the Viscous. Like, it was really close. And if he kills the Viscous there, then it's completely fine. So if he kills the Viscous and he trades, the reason why it's fine is because there's 3 enemies there. And so if he dies to 3 people, it doesn't really give that many souls. And right now, he's at one of the points where he's going to be the strongest in the game. He's got max flog. Once he gets 2 points grapple, that's going to be really like his strongest point in the game for a while. So that's usually when you don't want to try to like do things as Lash. Here he's going to go to Abrams. So this not Abrams,
Bet you thought you were on a roll, didn't you?
This might not seem like a mistake, but this is a slight mistake. And the reason why is because when there's a kill like this on a person that's this deep, this kill is what I would consider a guaranteed kill. And so he doesn't really need to go there. And since he went there, unfortunately, it means that they're going to split the kill 4 ways.
Yeah, I mean,
I think that we should put on the screen the kill.
Yeah, this is actually like really important. But...
share, like the soul share percentages for kills. But basically, when you kill someone with like with 3 or 4 people or more, you actually get less money than if you kill someone with 1 or 2 people. So you want to try to avoid overgrouping because it really
have a nice KD, man. Good shit, bro.
Reduces the amount of souls that you get from a kill.
No, do you know he glazes you in this video at some point, by the way? Oh my fucking god! Really unbelievable, bro.
But the reason why I like this is because the wave mid was pushed, and now he's going on a side of the map that, hey, let's take this tower, let's get some pressure. Here, I think he probably just take this tower without getting the wave. He probably knows that.
Good evening, gamer.
There's the tower. Beautiful stuff.
Why would he be surprised? He plays perfect. To me, yeah, I know I play perfect.
You've got too many people here. So this is an example of like, hey, you've got 5 people here. I mean, maybe you can kill the Viscous, but either way, you got the tower. There's really nothing to fight for. This is like a complete burger fight. So if you have an item like Trophy Collector, you can be happy with these fights because it can be like kind of a gamble to get you into the game. But without Trophy Collector, I'm not the biggest fan of this fight. It does look like they might have numbers advantage, right? So that is something that is in their favor, but I wouldn't overstay here in this situation.
What do I do here? If I had my knock up on my 1.
Okay. So yeah, this is definitely...
I'm tilted.
When it gets to an overstay, right? Like at this point, when Drifter gets caught, this is when you're just like, all right, I'm out. Now, unfortunately, he is playing against Yamato, and it's going to be really hard to escape Yamato. This was just bad movement. He should have been able to live here. I mean, it looks like he might live still. Yeah, so what he should have done there, this was just...
Well, I remember this too, because people in chat were like, stops to farm. I'm like, no, you stupid motherfuckers. I'd stop to heal and then run.
Slight miscalculation movement wise. I'm just gonna back up to where he should have done something different. So right here, when he's on the Yamato right here and he grapples, he should have kept going and like tried to get away. Unfortunately, like he could have went this way and then made his escape that way.
I was kind of slow though.
Unfortunately,
maybe
he chose to wall jump back in, and well, that led to his death. So just a small little mechanical misplay there. Pointless.
God,
and then the rift is on the other side.
Lash just works too hard.
Like, even if they
wow, I'm not even kidding. Lash against Yamato McGinnis fucking sucks.
Won that fight,
they're actually miserable.
Would not have been advantage for the rift.
Go into the air. Okay, the McGinnis turrets don't miss. Yamato has 3 grapples. Okay, now what?
I think another one of the best attributes that I'm noticing from Super's gameplay is the fact that he's always doing something, right? He's not really spending a lot of time hesitating. He's always generating souls one way or another, whether it's from boxes, whether it's from camps. He's always doing something. And that's, ensuring that he's not going to fall behind in souls dramatically. And I think that contributes to the high...
I like how he says that, and then I fucking run in a circle and pick my ass for 10 seconds here.
That we saw. So here it looks like Yamato... So I think this is just like kind of something that you have to be careful of. He goes for the ground strike, which is not necessarily terrible. You do have to be careful though. Ground strike is not great right now, especially like without any green items. You have to be careful of committing so hard. And here it looks like he's gonna get 1v1 by Yamato. I mean, he could just run away. Oh, I see. Yeah, you probably don't want to do that. Right. Okay, so this is just him like way overestimating like what he can 1v1 and can't 1v1.
I mean, Yamato's
so there was a Yamato with ult there, and he tried to ult her. If he really just like used a grapple on the walker, he could have escaped at any moment. But he committed to the fight, so that was just a slight overcommitment. And I think that's going to be a very, very common theme with Super's gameplay.
Someone told you to ult her? Wait, you're right. I think I remember that happening. Someone said ult the Yamato. I think it was my fucking Shiv this game, wasn't it? Wait, weren't my Shiv and my Abrams like drooling on each other this game? Or like my Shiv and my Drifter? Wait, I remember this.
The buff just spawns. Vitality buff. Looks like Abrams is going to get it, so he's going to just assume as Abrams gets it, he's going to farm this camp instead. Once again, I love this, like, right? I love the fact that he's not wasting any time. He's like, okay, my Abrams got the buff. I'm going to instantly farm this. I think that's fantastic, and I think that's great. Your Great Talon picks up the urn. One thing I'm noticing, right, is that there's a lot of, this is something that I see a lot with like kind of like
Don't
not
glaze the Talon.
top players, but that are still really good, is there's a lot of wandering towards mid. Now that can be fine, and it's kind of natural in the mid game of Deadlock to do that. One thing I'll say is like, you know, he could totally set up more plays on the side lane with like one player. Now, of course,
Yeah,
you know,
no
he's
one
usually
here-
talking to
well,
chat and doing all these
I
things.
don't
It's kind
know.
of hard. But in situations like this, right, like he
Fuck that thunder. Did you guys hear that thunder? Oh my god, that scared the shit out of me.
could look to see it's like, okay, can we set up a play on the side lane? Given everybody's missing,
Oh my
it's not really a
God.
great time, but we'll just keep an eye on these situations to see could more plays on the side lane be made, because you want to avoid just having like a ton of people
Jesus
just
Christ.
down mid looking for random engagements. For instance, here Drifter's going in, doesn't really get much out of it. Now Super shows up
going in.
on Lash, realizes, okay, not much is happening, and now we've got 8 people mid, right? Like, this is exactly the type of situation that you want to avoid, because this
I mean, like,
really
what's my
reduces your
Talon doing,
agency.
though?
And
Can
as
we
can
talk
see,
about
the amount
that?
of time that Super has been doing that, despite having a lot of juggling,
what is my
right?
Talon
He's put
doing
a lot
right
of
now?
camps. He's quite far behind.
Let's see what he does
on-
with this
well, not
urn.
quite far, but he's a little behind on souls compared to other people on his team. So I'd prioritize making plays on side lane a little bit more over running boxes in these instances. For example, like even here, right? You see Warden, there's a bunch of people mid. There's nothing that prevents Super here from just going to the side lane and clearing that wave at the walker to create extra pressure. And the thing is, Lash is really good at doing this, because Lash
Yeah, okay, I almost want to say I disagree, though. Because I have low survivability right now, and 4 people are not showing for me. So if I shoved this, and, like, Yamato contests me, I'm literally just dead. And they have a Calico who can fast rotate. I think shoving this walker is risky. I think.
can always grapple away, and it's really hard to catch him. So even though you're not really great at killing the walker, although this build's actually not bad at killing the walker because you've got bullet resist shredder and 2 points in grapple, it's still good to apply that pressure, and it's gonna free up some pressure from your teammates mid. And if they come in on your teammates mid, you get the walker, and if they don't,
I
then you can
kind of
always
agree,
rotate
but it's
once someone
Deathy, so
comes to
you're
get the walker.
wrong.
So that's just something like here doing the double centers. I don't really love it.
Oh my
although
God,
it's
man.
okay. Like I like the efficiency, but I would prefer putting pressure on the map right now because someone's running the urn. So usually I kind of like try to limit the amount of jungling that's happening when an objective is being run actively on the map. If you look as the urn is being run, none of the waves are really in favor of Super's team, and I think that's a little bit of a problem. And Pocket's actually the one that showed up on the side lane, and Super
Yeah,
can totally
fucking
like
help me,
1v1
bro.
Pocket unless he gets afflicted.
I will be ending the
especially
watch
with
party
Flog.
once he
Pocket
gets to
has a little
the
bit of
Mr.
difficulty
Tomato glaze. We
interacting
will be
with
closing the
Lash
video.
because you just kind of stay in the air, and then you just flog off cooldown every 9 seconds, and Pocket takes extra damage from flog, so it hurts even more.
Oh my
Hereby-
fucking god, I remember too you tried taking credit for me backdooring. Because it was my call.
Stamina mastery.
What the
that
hell?
might be what he does. It looks like
Yeah,
he-
that was
he's gonna
my
keep going
call.
for a bit. Now he's got his item, and he should look for something.
Oh, I think I
He
get
knows
active
the
as
rift
fuck here. I'm pretty
spawns
sure I start
left side.
pummeling this game.
Both teams have all of their ultimates. Now going left side here, in my opinion, is like it's okay, but it's very predictable because there's already people.
Deathy is a Yoshi grifter. Anything he says is sponsored by the same people who added 3 grapples to Yamato. What does that mean he's a Yoshi grifter?
pushing left side. So I would prefer for him to maybe look on the opposite side. What happens a lot with Rift is that people tend to overstack on the side that Rift is about to spawn, which means that usually you have pretty good chance
he
of like
in with the
finding a pick on
Deadlock
the opposite
Illuminati?
side before it spawns, because it takes like a minute to spawn. So here I wouldn't have hated if he just looked for a play on the opposite side or looked to pressure, and then afterwards you can always take TP. And Lash
Bro,
is
I'm
really
so he keeps saying like look for like a fight. He's like pointing over here. I'm so scared to 1v1 a Yamato as Lash. I think that's just like how you die. Unless you're way ahead, especially if she has ult. I think you just lose if you 1v1 a Yamato.
good at arriving fashionably late to the Rift and just kind of like having a big ultimate once a lot of people have used their cooldowns. Now instead he's going to go for the approach here where he just pressures the Viscous a lot, which is completely fine. Warden also shows up, but he's got stamina mastery, so there's 3 people, right? So you see how like people are already really stacked at the Rift side despite it not having spawned. So imagine Drifter and him, you know, go on the opposite side and push this lane. Chances that they can find a pick are really, really high in my opinion. So just something to keep in mind in your games. You don't need to be on the Rift side like way before it spawns, right? Like you can look for plays elsewhere on the map.
Yo,
Game.
buff
You don't need
Lash.
to be
What is
on
this
the Rift
vlog?
side like way before it
What is
spawns,
this?
right? Like you can look for plays elsewhere on the map as it's happening. Rift is about to spawn here. Like a bit of a random fight. One thing I will say is as far as his execution of the build, I think that Super is better at like playing a more standard Spirit Lash build. I don't think he's as used to this build. Like he is using Ground Strike a lot in this build. whereas you're not really supposed to use it a ton. This build is really like way more focused on just flog with, you know, grapple and staying in the air forever.
Wait, let's see what my lash does here.
Like, for example, here, most of the time, most of the people with this build would not really use ground strike there.
Fucking pussy.
Okay, lash ult after Warden ults, probably unnecessary. This was a fine ground strike, obviously. That guy was 1 HP. Might as well kill him.
Fuck, I'm big.
So I would say overall, quite well played fight. Like I said, Super's mechanical skill are one of the things that help him the most. So in those fights, I think that Super is going to be naturally like going to be winning a lot of those, and he's also probably going to be like more attracted towards the objectives like Rift.
Bro is not listening to the critiques. I literally take in everything that I hear.
He's going to win most of them, which means that he's going to.
Why do I feel like I die here
in his gameplay? So here, pressuring this Walker, I like a lot.
I feel like I die here.
Pocket a decent amount here.
Okay,
it looks like Pocket and Abrams both back up. This was not really Super's fault. I think his team should have been more focused on like trying to get.
Yo,
a Walker,
Mr. Tomato, you hear that?
They lost one. Right?
Take notes on that, bro.
Walker while getting the Rift. So
we win Rift and don't take Walker.
that is unfortunate. Good play by McGinnis though. That's more of a good play by McGinnis than a really bad play by him. She kind of came out of his blind spot, and here honestly they can still kind of fight. Okay, Viscous ult has been forced. Abrams is trying to get out. I'd love to see him get on a rooftop here, get good visibility, which he does.
Bro, I'm getting fucking. These
turret.
turrets are so
One thing about McGinnis is
cringe.
you really have to kill the turrets, but when she puts them down
Like,
at first,
it's just so embarrassing watching them McGinnis work.
Like, this is exactly
it's just
how
so
you wanna play
pathetic.
that
They're
build.
just like.
I would argue he didn't have to do that. I think he had flog there. I'm gonna rewind just a little bit.
Fucking do something.
Because I think that that's one of his biggest mistakes with how he plays this build. Is like, okay, we didn't see it, but I'm pretty sure he had flog there, so he could have just flogged instead of ground strike. Because ground strike actually made him take 500 damage there. Just the fact that he went on the ground made him take a lot of damage from Viscous Splatter.
Yeah, this is
true. I didn't think he needed to do that. Now here, this is also a mistake because after he got the kills, right, they're down 2 people and Viscous is 1 HP, and all the waves are pushing forward here. So you want to keep the pressure up, right? No matter how you keep the pressure up, the last thing you want to do is be on your side of the map. So I really
hope my great talent here does,
centers, which he does in this situation.
Wait, my great talent's pushing.
Keep pressure on this lane with his great talent and Abrams.
Wait,
so they can have a chance at potentially getting the Walker. And the thing is, they have pressure on all lanes, right? So something's gotta fall. So if Drifter keeps the pressure on this lane, Paradox keeps the pressure mid with Shiv, like one objective had to fall. I'm pretty sure Pocket was completely alone on this Walker, and yeah, they were. So if he kept going, there's a decent chance something would have happened. So I would say that this is a missed opportunity macro-wise.
Yeah, that was probably
now we're entering a little bit. One small thing that I will say that I don't love is here, when you have a situation like this where all 3 waves are pushing, this is essentially like the best advantage that you're going to get, right? All 3 waves are pushing, so the enemy team has to deal with all 3. That means that it's very, very unlikely that they deal with all 3 appropriately. In fact, I'm going to hold F1 and I'm going to show you guys, just so you guys can see their positioning. This will happen very, very often in your games. As you can see, only 1 person at each side lane Walker. What this means is that there's a lot of potential here to get a kill on either side lanes, right? So I'd love to see not only him, but most of his team put more pressure on the Walkers in this situation.
Yeah,
so
but I was close to my item. Like, I think, like, is it fine? Like, if you're close to a big power spike to not want to fight yet? Like, I'm 700 off my 6.4k. I think I'm gonna get Siphon bullets. It's good against Warden, Yamato.
Every single wave, it's a situation where
I think
you're
it's
at an advantage, and if you use that advantage to just farm your own jungle, well, right now you're the team that's winning. If you just farm your own jungle, they're slowly kind of coming back into the game, and they're gonna get more souls from farming than you are, just because of comeback bonuses. The one explanation I can understand is if he wanted his item and he's saving up 6,400 souls, which he now has. I can understand that. Let's say he wanted to go Spirit Burn and he's like, okay, I'm saving up and still Spirit Burn.
I'm a fucking genius.
Not gonna fight. I could totally get that. Here's gonna go back to base. We'll see what he's gonna buy. He buys Siphon Bullet. Yeah, that's makes sense. I completely forgot about that item. Great item. Really good against heroes that
Wait, some would say I understand the game better than Deathy. Some would say.
For example, Warden has a lot of health. It's really good against Warden. It's really good against Viscous and Ball. It's really good against Yamato. And it's just good on Gunlash in general. So I'm happy to see him buy it. I'd love to see more aggression on the waves. You know, early on in the VOD review, when we looked at the stats, we saw, okay,
you guys hear that? Holy fuck. Oh, let's see what I do here. Should I make a big play?
So here Drifter uses ult. They've got 4 mid. Now look at this situation again, right? Both side lanes pushed up all the way. I really hope they look for something here, because in this situation, this is like the golden opportunity, right?
Oh my god, I
think
we're getting to the point where he's gonna fucking glaze Mr. Tomato. We gotta skip this video, man.
Those types of plays. Here, like, looking for an ult is an option, although they do have Cube and Pocket, so it's going to be very difficult to ult them, but I definitely want to try to, like, see them look for something. The Warden overextends here on the side lane, and they do look for the Warden. I think this is great. The one small caveat I'd add is like, I really don't think that he should be running there. Because like I said earlier, you want to avoid splitting kills a lot, right? So in this situation, 3 of his teammates are already committed to the Warden kill. Now, whether they get this Warden kill or not, it's unlikely that he gets there in time to salvage this situation. So he's either going to get there and they're already going to have killed the Warden, or he's going to get there and by that time, it's probably too late and he would be better off.
Yeah, but what about, like, Lashult is like such a good secure for a kill, no?
Because imagine this, right? Let's say he gets there, Warden hasn't died yet. What's going to happen is Pocket is going to keep pushing the side lane. Somebody else is going to push mid, right? Because they're literally all converging on this Warden. So even if they kill Warden, all of their waves are going to suck, and there's going to be split pressure on the other Walker. And 1 kill is not really enough to force mid consistently. So I don't really like how committed.
1 kill is not enough to force mid consistently? I think it depends. I think that's like such a blanket statement that it like depends a lot.
They are to, you know, getting this kill. Like they're sending way too many people. Like this Warden's guaranteed dead already, right? He's gonna get here. The Warden's already dead, exactly as I foretold. And look.
Oh shit! Oh fuck! My fault.
Look at what all the waves are happening, right? The side wave is bad. This wave is bad. Mid lane is like even.
Oh fuck!
Here Pocket should be pushing the other Walker. I don't know what Pocket's doing. Pocket is doing the same exact mistake. So if you're Turnus 5 and you're watching this video, this is like one of the biggest things you got to watch out for, right?
Dude!
Splitting these walkers and applying pressure on side lanes is something that is like so underrated. And look what's happening is what Grey Talon is doing, for example.
I don't want to hear this shit, man.
What Grey Talon is doing, for example, is exactly what Super should look to do a little bit more often. This is amazing pressure from Mr. Tomato on the Grey Talon.
My God.
He took advantage of the opportunity. This is amazing pressure from Mr. Tomato on the Grey Talon. He took advantage of the opportunity. He got a Walker, and that's how you really get a leg up, right? Getting one of those Walkers is a shit ton
talking about him like this, man.
as well. So that was a great play. Overall, I would say on the side of Super, did not
Whatever,
need to go to
bro.
that fight in the first place, and the macro looked really bad after.
Oh
he
my
did.
God! You
So
just
while
know
he was
Narwhal's is fucking laying there kicking his feet, bro. Like
spawning, the enemy team did mid. Now we've got a big scramble on mid here. I don't have a problem at all with Super showing up to this. I think that the ult here was a little bit early, perhaps, but
Yo.
you know, it's all good. It doesn't really matter. I don't think he needed to ult Warden, but you know, they got the Warden kill. I'm not too concerned about it, right? Like, might as well.
Whatever,
got the Warden
bro.
kill. Perfectly fine. Their waves don't really look good at all. There's only one wave that they have that's at the enemy Walker. Other than that, the waves need fixing. And now here we're seeing the effects of Grey Talon not getting the wave. Now, Grey Talon was 1 HP, granted, but since he didn't get the wave, now it gives McGinnis the option to split push.
oh yeah, bro, more fucking. Oh wait, Mr. Tomato toxic. McGinnis, maybe you should chase instead of commending?
Right, so a lot of the time getting one more wave
Wait.
is really just about limiting the enemy's options, more so than it is about just getting money and pressure, although it is also about that. Now, Grey Talon does show up to defend. Super gets the rift. So overall, you know, it all works out for everyone. And I would say that Super is making probably like 90% of the right decisions. There's just some small
90%.
things.
You hear
like,
that?
For example, here, this
That's an A.
aggression is very, very unnecessary because look at the waves, right? Mid wave is bad. Side lane is bad. This is the only good wave. Yes, they got the rift, but he failed to notice that most of his team has left him. So this was no longer a good time to be aggressive. Now, he should be okay because he's Lash and they don't really have a lot of great ways to catch him, but just something to watch out for a little bit. In the meantime, he's going to farm. This is something that I don't think he needs any advice about. I think he's doing amazing on the farm.
Amazing. That's amazing.
Downtime, which is great. Now we kind of fast forwarded to the 32-minute mark, which is one of the first fights that we're going to see. So mid boss just spawns. Most of Super's team is really, really hurt. Paradox is the first one to go. He tries to show up to this. And honestly, it doesn't really look good. And here he's going to kind of try to force it on the McGinnis. Catches the McGinnis out of position. So this might be a kill. If he gets cubed, thank you, Viscous. We all love Viscous. This is awesome.
Wait, my slam did 100. Wait. Yeah, I kind of am playing this like Spirit Lash. I slammed from fucking the atmosphere.
Well, to be fair,
And did 100
itself is not
damage.
necessarily a huge problem, but don't mind the health bars a little bit. They're pretty broken in replays. It does not actually manage to catch McGinnis, which is kind of unfortunate. You might be able to kill her. Oh my God, they've got focus lens as well.
Shit on, pussy.
Tries to parry here. Unfortunately, dies now. At the end of the day, I would give this 7 out of 10 for this fight performance. The one thing that I don't like is how forced he was, right?
That's
I
a
think
C-.
you really gotta be patient on Lash, especially against these team compositions. So if you look at their team composition, they really have no way to stop Lash ult, right? So if you're just patient and you can get like a 2, 3, or 4 man Lash ult,
No, it's not like a. No, like, you know how I said, like, I'm a 7 out of 10, like, for in terms of, like, looks? That's what he means, like, in this 7. Like, it's still pretty deep. Like, it's pretty good, 7 out of 10.
Completely turn around
but it's still
fights.
probably more like an
I think he
8.5 or
went
9.
very early.
Might need some after-class lessons from Mr. Tomato.
He did at least trade for
Oh,
one person.
hell
but
no.
it is going to give the enemy team mid. However, it's also not really his fault because Paradox died beforehand and his team was already really hurt by the time he got there. All right, now another fight here at 35 minutes. He's on the side lane. The enemy team has one Rejuvenator. This was after the mid boss. He sees Warden. He kind of goes to decide 1v1 Warden. A little bit of limit testing here happening. He's going to throw Warden under the Walker. I mean, so far he has pretty decent chances of killing him here. Great damage. Warden is dead once. Should be able to kill him twice. I really like this so far. Okay, the execution here, ground strike a little bit. You got to be careful about those ground strikes, but I don't hate it. Calico goes on him. Unfortunately, he's already used the spell magic to remove the cage, so he just dies to the focus lens of Calico. A bit unfortunate, but overall, I wouldn't be too upset.
No, that's my bad. I'm over here sitting fucking shooting the cube like a dumbass.
Out of Warden. So once again, I would give this one a 7 out of 10. I think that one thing that would benefit him in these fights is just using ground strike a lot less, especially since it's not maxed, being way more patient and focusing way more on staying in the air, which would limit the amount of risks that he has, especially against their team. If you look at their team, no one can interact with him when he's in the air. So I think if he was...
What about the Yamato? The fuck?
More patient and, you know, really abuse the fact that he has 3 grapple charges and just shoot his gun as much as possible, I think that these fights would go a lot better for him. All right, moving on. We've got another mid fight at 40 minutes. And his team is down 2 people, and Abrams is also 1 HP. So this is kind of like more of a Hail Mary fight, right? We're in the situation they're down 20,000 souls. Here he's going to go for a little bit of poke. I actually don't hate this at all. Going a little bit early. All you want to do in this situation is really try to stall them if you can. If you can stall them, that's a huge success.
I'm not a dog shit player,
that he gets on Yamato. A little bit of waste of stamina. I think that's one thing that he's got to be careful of. If he had a lot of stamina there,
wait, do I kill this Yamato here?
Tries to man up
on that's so embarrassing.
Yamato. It's honestly okay. I mean, he has crippling and siphon. He might be able to kill her here. Unfortunately, it does not quite manage to do that, so really needed to try to get out into the open. Fighting her in this hallway is not great. Now honestly, given the situation, I think that this one gets an 8 out of 10 because he tried to stall. I think the biggest problem I had there is the stamina usage was not very good, and he ended up, you know, kind of getting stuck indoors for a while. Now another fight, 43 minutes in. It is a 5 versus 5. The enemy team has 1 Rejuvenator, so they managed to screw it up yet again. McGinnis does ult here. There's a bunch of turrets. I really like that he's shooting the turrets.
I think I remember this fight.
You want to make
Don't
sure
I get fucking like dominated in a corner
ASAP,
here?
because they will do a lot of damage.
I don't know why I
they
remember
will mess
this.
You up. You don't want to screw around with those
turrets.
turrets.
I think I get like fucking annihilated in a corner.
A little bit of an interesting use of grapple here. He's trying to run away. He's doing fine. He's kiting back. I like the fact that he's kiting back here. Goes on Viscous.
No.
1 HP. Should be able to get him.
Okay, good.
Oh my god, it's close. Okay, Calico goes on him. He's staying in the air. This is really good. The ult was not very good, but staying in the air was good, right? Like I think he just needs to exert more patience with his ult. The situations where it will be good to use it will come.
Oh my fucking god.
He just needs to like really stay in the air. Be patient. Also, itemization wise, I'm not sure I'm a fan of some of these decisions, but you know, I would really prefer to see something like an Unstoppable at this point in the game compared to like
Unstoppable would be good.
Because I think Unstoppable deals with some of the issues better. Like for example, he's getting focus lens and, you know, getting CC'd and killed.
Good.
I think if he had Unstoppable, it would help him, and it would also guarantee that he can take his time with the ults. Well, to be fair, no one is building knockdown or any stun to prevent him from ulting. All right, so we've got another fight here happening 45 minutes into the game. It's a 5 versus 5 here. No Rejuvenator in play. He's McGinnis on the high ground, gets hit by lightning scroll. Really wants to stop the McGinnis ult, but he's actually just, you know, taking infinite damage from McGinnis.
Well, I'm deleting her though.
Hero. On the low ground. Now this is really where you want to exert patience. Unfortunately, he gets silence, but this is where you just want to get on high ground. You just want to keep shooting your gun as much as possible. Use your flog. That was fantastic.
Shit on.
Great job.
Help!
Yeah, this is really where Unstoppable would be nice in these situations. Like, I think that he's getting caught a little bit too much by these things. I think fight-wise, I'm going to give this one a 7 out of 10. One thing that I would really love is, like, I would love for him to play on these rooftops more and just, like, be able to shoot his gun consistently and really use grapple way more liberally than he's using. Like, he's consistently having a ton of charges of grapple. It's completely bugged in the replay, so we can't really see it, but You know, he has 2 charges of grapple because he sold extra charge, which makes sense. But I would really love to see him use grapple just more as a way to just stay in the air.
Bug.
I mean, it's a 16-second cooldown ability, and recharging
These
rest
are
gives you a third
IGN
one, so
7
you've
out of
got
10s?
3
Shut
grapples
up,
within
man.
16 seconds that you can use. And after 16 seconds, you'll get a 4th one. So you can
Shut
really use
the
a lot of
hell
grapples in the
up.
fight. And just the ability to stay in the air, as well as keep your weapon damage buff active, is really valuable. And I think he's underestimating that a little bit. And he's also putting himself in like close quarter situations often. So now we're moving towards potentially one of the last fights of the game here. In this situation, 48 minutes in, Warden just runs at him. His team has 2 rejuvenators and the mini team is down 2, mind you, right? So here, one thing I'd like to see is I'd like to see him stick on this Warden, or at least prevent this Warden from running away, because this team can 100% collapse on him. So I really like the fact that he went behind the Warden, cut off his escape path, right? Warden can no longer take the zipline. He has silencer here, which I'm not sure I'm the biggest fan of, but you know, why not? I mean, it's super late into the game, 15 minutes in.
Silencer's good, bro.
And he kills the Warden. I would give that like a 9 out of 10. The
Yeah,
9.5 out of 10. The reason why I subtract some points is that Warden had a small period of time where he could have taken the zip and escaped. And I think that if I were Super, I just wouldn't want to give him that situation where he can escape at all. And I would want to make sure that I'm damaging him.
Like, oh my god, I remember this bullshit.
Wow, that is cheesy. That is a cheesy spot. I've actually not seen that. But I would want to make sure that I'm at least damaging the Warden here and there, just so I can keep him from ziplining. I think in this situation, you really want to look for like a big lash ult, right? So positioning wise, I would be playing a bit differently. Wait, this could be really good. Okay, Dispel Magic's the Yamato grapple. It is unfortunate there's a turret on him. Otherwise, I would consider, you know, just taking the jump pad if there wasn't a turret
is Yamato
on him.
broken?
He might still be able to take the jump pad. Like, for example, right here, no turrets. If I were him, 1 rejuve left. He's got ult. I would be taking the jump pad right now to try to get the best visibility of the fight possible.
Yeah, but there are turrets,
and then
so I
get
can't.
at least 2 to 3 people on my lash ult. And then if you get that, if you just get 2 people, honestly, in your lash ult, I think it's GG right here. I think you guys will win. So I don't really like using ground strike there. As you can see, he took way more damage than he dealt anyway. Like ground strike, there's a reason why people are playing gun lash, right? And gun lash doesn't really care about ground strike. And honestly, using ground strike and tunnel visioning on the Yamato got him killed in that situation.
Game sucks.
So this one, I'm gonna have to give like a 5 out of 10. I think that this is probably one of the fights that he's played the worst.
God.
And overall, I think one of the things that his biggest problem when it comes to fighting is he's just way too committed on targets, and he doesn't play.
Bro, it's because I'm in the
Spirit
spirit lash mindset,
shooting
bro.
his gun as much as possible, which is really
I'm
what
in the
this build
spirit
wants
lash
to accomplish.
mindset.
So I don't think he's playing to the strength of the build, and I think he's playing like Lash used to play more with max ground strike, max flog, and like a more of a burst spirit heavy playstyle, which is slightly less what Lash does today. All right, so that leaves us with the ratings. So first of all, for lane, I would give Super a 8 out of 10. I think that the primary issues that he had in lane were really just questioning, like say
it was his great talent.
Just times where he was over aggressive where he didn't need to be. For example, when
say
they
his great talent baited
pushing in, when he ground strike with 150 HP, these were all like small little mistakes that can really add up to punish you, and for, you know, your deaths can add up and you can start losing lane. But other than that, he had great lane fundamentals, great understanding of wave priority. For the most part, there was one mistake, but you know, overall his abilities were used well. He was shooting his gun, although he wasn't proccing headshot booster off cooldown necessarily. And he was positioning himself decently. He was over aggressive at times where he shouldn't be, which is where I really docked the 2 points. He was also very efficient with timers for the most part, right? Like he was running boxes, doing the small camps, doing the things when they spawned. So that was really good. So a lot of good stuff. So 8 out of 10, 10 out of 10 being perfection, and you know, not really anybody hitting that. I think 8 out of 10 is really, really good, just to make it clear. Now for his mid game, I'd give him a 7 out of 10. Now I think the mid game is one of the weaker points this game. I think that he over rotated a lot to situations where he didn't need to. I think that he failed to recognize situations where they had all 3 waves pushing at once and they had great wave priority, and instead of doing something aggressive, he would instead farm a camp, farm
my
a
late game has gotta be an 8.5 at least.
I think that it was one of his weaker points this game.
Give me that.
I do think that a lot of the fixes are really easy though. He just needs to be careful with
PSA 10 gem
He
mint
needs to be a little bit more cognizant of wave
Give it
states.
to
He
me.
needs to be more aggressive on waves in general so he can get pressure so that he can be the ones initiating plays. But other than that, I think that his understanding of the mid game is not bad at all. So I think 7 out of 10. But I do think that this is probably the thing he has to work on the most if he wants to like push for a turn of 6, for example. Finally, the late game, I think I'm giving him an 8 out of 10 because his mechanics are really good, so it like carries a lot of it. Now his understanding of the build and the way to play Lash, I think would be more like a 6 to a 7 out of 10. But overall, his late game, like, he wasn't really feeding. Yeah, he wasn't like caught out of position without, you know, any trades. Most of the decisions that he made sense in the late game. I think that it's just the way that he played the fights is really where I have to dock points, because I think he could have done a lot better. And we didn't really see any big lash ults, despite the enemy team not really having any counters to it.
Let's chill.
They had no stuns. We didn't see a single lash ult interrupting McGinnis ult, right? Which should be one of the biggest things he's looking for. So I'm gonna have to dock points for the execution of fights, but overall, a solid late game regardless. So finally, to answer the question, how good is Super? Well, he's very good. He's very good, and he's got some things to work on still, but he could very easily fix them. And considering it's not the only game he plays it on stream while reading chat and everything, I think that his skill level in this game, given the complexity, is honestly very impressive. And I was impressed myself watching the replay. I wasn't really sure what to expect. I've seen some Super gameplay, but he's improved a lot in the past couple of months as well. So let me know who you guys want me to do next for content creators, because I'd love to do more and a little bit more often. This is amazing pressure from Mr. Tomato on the Grey Talon. He took advantage of the opportunity. He got a walker, and that's how you really get a leg up, right? Getting one of those walkers is a shit ton of...
Whatever, man. Whatever, man. Yep, it's my ringtone now. Thank you, bro. Just so disgusting, man.